was played a little bit earlier on today. I wasn't here for it, so we're just casting the replays. And let's see what happens. To the bottom right-hand side, our blue Terran is Maru. And to the top left, our red Protoss player is PartinG. Gonna look after myself, and he says I can get twice as much in the store. Well, yeah, I mean, I can. I'm just also creating more reasons not to buy ice cream. I'm not actually gonna go to the store and buy twice as much. So yeah. This is gonna be. Should we make a pizza donation goal? I'm gonna update my donation goal to be about pizza. End donation goal. Wardies didn't expect to cast so early. Pizza fund. Nailed it. Awesome. Right, pizza fund goal is up. Hang on, let me go and, I'm gonna go full sellout. We're gonna go full sellout, boys and girls. Paste is a new source. Oh, no, don't. What was my camera moving for? Right, we're gonna put the donation goal right here for now, which is not something we usually do. This is a. This is just a new thing for today. While we make some money, pizza for money. While we make some money for pizza. Perfect. All right, guys. Next is coming down. Cybercore coming up. The Protoss play here is PartinG, and he's up against Maru. What a matchup this is for him. As you see, this command center will drop down in the natural expansion. So again, that's CC down into place. Let me just date the title of the stream actually to Maru versus PartinG. Might be a bit better. Nope, I just pressed the wrong button. Instead of delete, I pressed end. So my mouse or my keyboard cursor just moved to exactly the wrong place it didn't need to be. Could we possibly make the font even smaller? Yeah, we could, but I'm not going to. I can read it for you if you want. It says, Wardies didn't expect to cast so early. Pizza fund. $0, $30. There you go. Stemfano comes in with the $3 donation. How you doing? For not getting the ice cream. See, guys, it was a master plan. Free, don't buy ice cream. You get $3 donated. Now I can buy 3 times as much ice cream when I go to the store. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Is this a replay? Yes, we are casting the games I didn't get to cast earlier. We're casting the games we didn't get to cast earlier because I was late to the broadcast because I wasn't meant to be casting today. Thank you so much for the $3 Stimfano. Thank you, by the way, Izul as well. I didn't get around to saying thank you for your 4-month resub. Saying, woo! Thank you so much for them 4 months, Izul. Sorry, today has been a little bit hectic on my part. I'm going to get you guys caught up and on the tree as well ASAP, so I'll work on that too. Thank you for just putting up with me being a little bit useless today. That's going to be seeing a probe going down. Blink on the way up is across the map, an Adept and a Stalker poking around, picking off an SCV. Papa Mitch is going to come in with the $20. Thank you so much, Papa Mitch. As you see, the Adept going to shade up the ramp. 4 Hellions, though, he will lose one of them just because of the fact that these units ended up surrounded. But I tell you what, now he's going to be able to chase the Stalker down. So Maru is going to be able to chase. He's making more Hellions and Medevac on the way as well. We'll just try and recall the Stalker. Probably the best decision, otherwise it's guaranteed to die. PartinG gets it out of there. Can I get some love in the chat for Papa Mitch and the $20 donation? Thank you so much. Appreciate it. You guys are so kind lately. Yesterday I did a Christmas Day stream. I thought we'd just stream a couple hours and, have a little bit of fun and see what happens. We ended up having like one of the most ridiculous donation days we've had. And just like, it was just crazy. Like, you guys are just crazy again and again and again. It's really been an insane month. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Did you see this Hellion going to get poked away by a couple of Stalkers in the Sentry? This proxied gateway means he really wants to turn up the aggression with the blink play. 4 gates to blink Stalkers and obviously warping in on the Pro-Terran player's side of the map really will open some opportunities. The Hellion drop into the main. Gonna start chasing those probes. Doesn't get the shot he needs just yet. And the Stalker's going to block the position as Maru will get them. Hellions down to the low ground. Well, the shield battery's put in some work here, but there's going to be instant kills now coming down. They're lined up again. Only 5 workers so far and a force field. A pretty good defense, honestly, from PartinG. Considering the situation, big thing for Maru, though, is that he has forced a lot of lost mining time. Workers have been run left and right and left again for a huge amount of time here. And that's going to put Maru massively into the income lead for just a little bit. Now, of course, though, those units dealt with, he's going to push across the map with the Blink Stalkers. Bunker coming up, though. There was already a siege tank behind this, another siege tank on the way, and a Raven being built. Maru preparing to deal with this counter-attack of PartinG well ahead of time. So he's going to be well ahead of the game here. He shouldn't really have any issue at all with this. Stalker's able to pick up a Marine right away, so that's a pretty nice little something as well. Bunker in the front starting to deal a little bit of damage. Tank pulling back to the side. And that bunker is going to go down, so bunker falls. Marine still coming forward. The Stalker goes down. A couple of Stalkers go down. And again, another tank going to be pressing forwards here. As you do see the blink in. I don't like it. These Marines are actually going to deal a lot of damage. Sure, you get a tank, but it's going to cost you. You get 2 tanks, sure, but you lose so many Stalkers. Maybe if you can kind of continue being aggressive now, sure, but there's another siege tank on the way. Now it's not like you have the Stalker count to really just be able to kind of like go through one tank. You have barely any Stalkers. The Marine count was good there for Maru, and that's going to be good to defend. An auto turret as well to help push this back. Gets another Stalker as well. Maru has just been picking off so many units here. It's a tough one, because in the end, I mean, again, you did shut down the tank count. That does help to continue pressuring. I just feel like you've lost so many Stalkers that you can't keep up the pressure now. Is that a bad thing? Maybe not. He has traded a little bit better than the Terran player overall throughout the game. As you do see the Marines in the tank here once again, using those Stalkers to blink back. SCVs will pull into this as well. Another tank sieges up. Maru just with constant tank production to stay alive here, as PartinG will continue to be aggressive. That tank is going to get some good shots as well. Well, I guess in the end, PartinG is making the most of this. The fact he wanted to continue pressuring means that getting rid of those tanks was definitely a good thing in the end. Tank moves down at the low ground, but now blinking away as another Stalker gets dropped. And the Stalker's just going to be hanging out outside of the natural expansion. So there's a couple of Stalkers just going to be hanging out over there. And as we do see the 3 probes just going to be coming in to mine away on this third base as well. A couple of these tanks getting set up too. I'll tell you what, this donation bar is annoying me with the way it's done at the moment. Let me try and refresh it. It's gonna work? I think it should. Hey. There we go. No, it's... God damn it. Work properly. There we go. Ah! This is why you don't mess around with things during the game. It was just annoying me. This was too small. You guys were right, it was too small. That's too big. Fuck. Oh. Perfect. We did it. Nailed it, guys. Perfect. Mid-cast fix. Good job. I'm proud of us all. Tanks and Marines setting up. Obviously, Maru has a third base behind this here. As we see these Stalkers are going to come poking in. Trying to see what they can get up to. Going to take a little bit of damage there. Third base landing down. Going to get some SCVs over there as well. 1-1 upgrade, stim pack and combat shields coming through. Going to allow for the bio to really hit that very powerful sort of stride and really get that going. A hallucinated Phoenix also going to be flying in overhead. As you see those Stalkers just set off to the left a little bit. And they're going to start moving in right now. A few SCVs starting to take some damage. Obviously, PartinG started to transition himself after all of this aggression with the Stalkers, but this is where it gets dangerous, where Maru feels comfortable enough to start moving onto the map himself and to start moving across here. You can see there's a little bit of a bio coming up the right-hand side. This army, these Zealots, running down the right as well to see what's going on, and we are going to see the bio, well, going to stim and actually picks off a couple of Zealots for free. The Stalkers will recall home to get back in position. A little bit awkward. Obviously, PartinG was thinking about attacking here, but that's not going to happen now as Maru positions himself towards the third base. Up this right-hand side, he's got a good amount of Widow Mines in the army as well. Anti-armor missile. Ooh! Stalkers blink away from it, but the first few Zealots still caught, so they will go down very quickly. Widow Mines going off on them, though, is a bit of a waste, because obviously Widow Mines aren't affected by armor upgrades. Man, that bio is just shredding things at the moment, I tell you that. Zealots do charge in, though, and enough of them do get rid of the bio here, but... Wow, the Zealots just getting... For a little while, I was just like, wow, are those Zealots actually Zealots? They were dying so quickly there. A little bit crazy. Bio still pushing up the right-hand side. The Bio still just pressing in, a little bit more damage being done here at the moment. Still just back and forth from Maru, and he's so good at this as well. Like, he will just do this again and again. He'll just never let up the pressure. Gets a couple of siege tanks here, probably puts them on the high ground, and then of course you can kind of fire onto this location with those tanks actually being very safe. Because if you blink up there to deal with it, the Bio will just overwhelm the low ground. And those tanks are in such an abusive position on that third. That's actually crazy how good that is. Maru takes a fourth base behind it, and this third base is just given up by PartinG. He does have a base set up to the left-hand side. But obviously dropping down a base here, Maru expands without harm back at home. Is pretty good for him. He brings the tanks back down to the low ground. Widow Mines will unburrow, and Maru will continue to press forwards here. Pylon will go down again. Widow Mines burrow, tanks will siege. And ooh, a nice little connection there for a moment or two. Pulling back now, the Bio able to continue up this ramp, though, able to grab that sentry. Oh my god, the sentry just gets away. Maru is playing a hell of a game, guys. Like, after the initial defense, consistently just keeping up with production, he just keeps rallying across, and I mean, the storm comes down. Actually, the storms are pretty good from PartinG. Might be able to push this back because of the storms. That's something Maru maybe wasn't expecting, but of course, Maru's gotten himself into such a good position that those storms don't exactly put him behind. In fact, they just keep Maru in a completely fine position at the moment. So Maru's going to be still good. Yes, the storm's pushing back for a moment, but he'll just be reinforcing. He adds a Ghost Academy in as well after seeing the High Templar. I mean, it's the next real kind of obvious step other than maybe going into Liberators. But now he's just continuing to produce masses and masses and masses of Medivacs. Stalkers and Zealots going to be hanging out over to the left side. We do see this Bioforce from Maru starting to come forwards here. Observer overhead gets sieged up, and we are going to be seeing scan on top of that army. A little bit of a stim forwards here. Medivac will go down. Really pressed into this position right now as we're going to be seeing those Zealots pulling back a little bit. Mine goes off again. Zealots still taking some damage as the Bio still pressing forwards. It's tough though. I mean, these Widow Mines are going to keep on clearing up Zealots. If there's no Zealots, these Stalkers are going to go down so quickly because there's a good amount of Marauders in here. There goes the Prism with the Storms. Maru kites away out of it. The Widow Mines going off on the Prism, and now the Prism will get targeted by Marines as well. Maru's going to continue to fight this here. The Zealots aren't here just yet. The Archons are still morphing in. Kiting backwards. Widow Mines do the job once more, and the Stalkers have to blink out of there. I mean, now he's going to be able to get an Archon while he kites one Archon down, continues to kite away, stimming again. His army's so low. Obviously, PartinG doesn't have time to get storms up because you have to warp in temple and keep them for so long until they have the energy force storm. So that's obviously a big deal. Another Archon going down. An EMP hits perfectly on the Immortal and the Stalkers, pops the barrier, gets rid of all the shields, and that makes that Immortal super vulnerable compared to what it usually is. Those Ghosts arriving at a great time. And wow, that was a hell of an EMP, as now these Stalkers are battered and bruised. Red and orange health all around, apart from the one in green. I mean, extra Zealots, but so what? They're going to get picked apart very quickly. GG, and Maru picks up game number 1 in very convincing fashion. And you guys can wait until I get my pizza. The woes of having to deal with Sarcastic that came in to do extra content for you guys. Aye, aye, aye. Bottom right-hand side, our blue Terran player. This is Maru. Top left, our red Protoss player is PartinG down a game in this best of 3. Did someone say Maru? Yes, right here. Hello, Lord Philium. They cast Scarlet vs Impact after this as well, and we also have in an hour some more live content for you guys. Maru, yeah, Maru, guys. It's crazy. You gotta cast Maru in a Kung Fu Cup once. It's like, well, that's my one-time cast Maru this year. Nuh-uh. He's back. Playing in the Masters Coliseum. What about Maru vs Impact? We already casted Maru vs Impact. We casted game number 2 of it, not game 1, but I didn't get the replay from game 1. So we'll not be casting Maru Impact, unfortunately. But we casted game 2, which was, I think, the better game out of the two of them. Well, having game 1 was pretty crazy, honestly. Maru opened with a Hellion drop that not really that much. I mean, the mining time loss was a big deal because it was a lot more than you would usually lose in terms of mining time. But yeah, it was game one was good. I mean, Maru was then under a lot of pressure from playing Stalkers, which applied a lot of pressure, did so much. And when they were continuing to attack, as this is a second gateway by the way, as they were continuing to attack, he lost tanks and he just held on, and suddenly, obviously, PartinG's like, you know what, let's go and put myself into a position where I transition. And then Maru just started to attack with his bio, and he was just Maru, you know. Do I still send replays after broadcast? Yes, we do replay packs very regularly. We don't do them every day. We do them usually every week or so. So if you subscribe, then all our previous replays are available as well. I tell you what, if you guys are feeling, because these are some special replays with Maru in, I'll do a little Christmas gift and I'll pack these up and send them over to you guys right away if you remind me after the group as well. So that's replays for subscribers if any of you guys are interested. Our last 2 replay packs have had over 500 replays in. There's also extra Maru games in there, Maru vs. Stats among other matches. There's Zest, Rogue, Dark, Innovation, Solar, Deer. There's Euthermal, there's Euthermal, there's Mana, there's Harson, there's Marine Lord. There's all the top Koreans and Europeans in our replay pack, so do check that out. Anyways, Stalkers and a Zealot obviously applying a lot of pressure. Bunker does come up. SEVs will hold the units all from getting in towards the mineral line or into the main. Has to cancel the CC, but I tell you what, 9 workers killed, and PartinG's having a hell of a time here. PartinG's getting himself into a really good position. 3 Stalkers still hanging out as we're going to be seeing 1 Stalker going down. Ooh, loses 2 now, man. That's a little bit of a shame because this was going very well. He doesn't have many more units coming up behind this. So that's going to be him slowed down for a little bit, and we'll give Maru some time to recover. But 15 SCVs to 24 probes is going to hurt as he actually recalls a Stalker to deal with the Reaper on its way across the map. Maru keeping this alive. That's very impressive. He only lost SCVs here. Wardy, as a commentator, do you analyze the replays after the game, and do I identify the strengths and weaknesses of players? I don't really do much with replays after the game most of the time, just because honestly, I spend so much time casting already. It's kind of difficult to find time to go in game and, just to, like, jump on replays. If I was preparing for a big tournament, like WCS or IEM or something that I was going to cast, then I would be looking at replays a lot more as part of my preparation for specific players. But I don't generally go out of gate, stop casting and then look at replays afterwards because I just don't really have the time, honestly. Like, I've got to do YouTube stuff, I've got to admin and have some time for myself in life as well. Alright, PartinG is proxied that Robo, so Prism on the way out. Wants to just kill his opponent right here and now. Twilight Cancel about to finish as well. Blink. Oh, Dark Shrine. And PartinG is putting one structure at home, 1 on the map. It's a little bit crazy. So it's going to be a Dark Shrine with this Warp Prism coming in towards the main. I mean, he's that Robo's actually, oh man, you know what? He knows where this pylon is, so he's going to shut down the Robo. PartinG will obviously have some opportunities to deal damage in the main, but an unpowered Robo is not a happy Robo. Here you go, Stalkers in the main base. Siege Tank is about to pop out. The Cyclones on the way back in will guarantee a couple of kills, unless the Warp Prism obviously does some lift-up micro, but these Stalkers are so far forward, I'm not sure if that's actually going to happen yet. The Zealot is going to get picked up. Now the Siege Tank is sieged. The Cyclones will lock on again. SCVs pull in. The tank will go down, but the Cyclones are dealing a lot of damage, and he will be able to shut this down. Again, the Prism is going to start getting away. Oh, locks onto the Prism, though. That's a kill. Ah, man, with unpowered Robo as well. He can't build. No, PartinG, what are you doing? Oh, my God. You just Chrono Boosted his unpowered Robo. PartinG, no. From such a great opening, PartinG is starting to make a lot of mistakes. He's starting to give up his opportunity in this game. He just now starts to expand, so it's 1 base against 1 base until now. PartinG going to be the first to drop an expansion. Tell you what, though, the push from Maru could just be deadly. Like, tank, Cyclone, Banshee push with Marines. Especially if he shuts down the DTs easily. I tell you what if he actually just builds a Raven? Very possible, because he doesn't go for Cloak on the Banshee. So if he gets a Raven, those DTs, he sees them as well. Oh my God. So he's just going to need to save a scan for DTs 1 and 2. And when he scans for DTs 1 and 2, then he just needs to build a Raven. I mean, why wouldn't he build a Raven? It just makes the counterattack so much more potent, because then you don't have to re-wait for energy all the time, and you can actually, drop your mules. Oh, man. Maru is Having taken so much damage early game, Maru is incredible that he's on his way back into this, but just mistake after mistake by PartinG so far. DTs are being walled off and SCVs continue to pull over. Didn't need these X1s actually, but we'll just keep it safe. Obviously as the Raven comes up, that'll shut that down. A cloakless Banshee will go across the map. The Stalker's in position to deal with that pretty quick. As you do see this Prism on its way down to the bottom side of the map as well. DT's going to back away. The Raven's about to pop. He knows that it's time for that scan to be ready, more or less, or for something to be coming up. So backs away, keeps the DTs alive, and well, the Banshee going to come around, loops towards the natural. The Stalkers are positioned pretty centrally in the main, so they can respond pretty fast, but it's still going to be a couple of probes killed. As, oh no, Pizza. One second. Alright guys, we're going to pause the game and BRB getting pizza. Thank you so much, by the way, I didn't mention this, but Lord Fillion coming in for the $10 donations. Thank you so much. I'll be back in literally like 1 or 2 minutes, guys. Stay right there. Alright, hi. Sorry about that, guys. Again, just to quickly reiterate, I am not meant to be casting until like another hour. So I came in to kind of emergency cast these games. And so, it's a bit of a kind of need something to eat situation. So appreciate you guys sitting around for a moment. Let's get back into this. Maru put himself in a great position after the early game. Has CC floating down to the low ground now as well. What kind of pizza I got? Texas barbecue, which is like barbecue base with like bacon, chicken, onions, and peppers, I think. It's something like that. I don't know. It's my kind of go-to when I get Dominos, so it's good. I like it. Extra gates coming down as we see glaives on the way up here as the choice from PartinG. So PartinG getting himself up into some glaives. Banshee going to be showing up in the top side. Banshee just got one probe before. The shield battery actually kept a couple of those alive and pretty low HP. So that's a little bit unlucky, but jumps into the main base now. Again, a shield battery here. We'll get maybe one more. Didn't actually turn around for it, so still just kind of, I mean, forced to recall though. I mean, that's 50 energy to, well, will he kill the Banshee? He will, but only because Maru actually turns around and shot the pylon a couple of times. Does bring units a bit out of position though, as now we have, pushing forwards, a couple of Ravens, tanks, and I mean, this was the push I was very scared for PartinG for in the first place, right? There's just a whole ton of very, very high damage output units. Interference Matrix could be big here. The Raven turrets, I mean, you can anti-armor missile. You've got so much ability. I tell you what, PartinG moving down to the low ground. What was he doing? Was not expecting an attack. He's completely out of position, and suddenly Maru's going to be building bunkers to help wall himself in. Adepts will shade on top, but the Stalk's out of position, not even fighting yet. They're hitting bunkers, not units. Marines pulled down over here. Auto turrets coming down. The Marines just getting themselves away from the Adepts. I love it. Auto turrets helping out here massively, and well, we will see these tanks continue to fire away. And Siege is one of the tanks to deal kind of single target damage from the splash, and that's going to be GG. Maru picking up game number 2.